It was 1 month ago on a beautiful morning just like today when a gunman opened fire inside Old National Bank and killed 5 of his colleagues. Let us never forget Tommy Elliott, Jim Tutt, Joshua Barrick, Dina Eckert, and Juliana Farmer. And then LMPD officer Nicholas Wilt, who is still in the hospital recovering from his wounds. Today, a look at what remains of the memorial there on the steps of Old National. The last we spoke with some of the survivors, several still had not been back. Well, since that shooting, our communities raised hundreds of thousands of dollars for those victims and their families, along with those impacted by the Chickasaw mass shooting the very same week. Today, the Community Foundation of Louisville is asking for your help, your input to decide how its donations will get divided. There are 2 scheduled town hall meetings you can attend. The first on Monday, May 22nd at 6 p.m. for the Louisville Chickasaw Park Survivors Fund. The second one for the following day for the Old National Bank Survivors Fund. That now has more than $600,000 in that account. Both events will be happening at the Louisville Free Public Library. Well, JCPS is moving forward with a weapons detection system. It is designed to stop weapons from getting into our schools. And now the district will seek bids from potential vendors. The decision came from a special school board meeting last night. The system uses artificial intelligence to look for things like guns, knives, and explosives on students without ever having to remove their jackets or book bags. It'll be monitored by a team of 3 people, one of whom will be an armed officer. This will impact all middle and high schools. There are mixed feelings, though, from some JCPS educators and community leaders who feel more data and alternatives need to be shared before the school makes a final vote.
We want to know the data on how many guns are coming in the school. We need to know more before we just jump right to a vote.
We're making our schools into fortresses with an AI weapons detection system and police. A system that has not been proven to make schools safer.
We do want to make sure every single lane has an individual from the school they're working that knows the children and can assist with that process.
Schools who've already had this system in place say it's found guns and knives they might not have ever known about. Others say just its presence being in those schools is enough, nudging students to come forward with the information before things are ever detected. The district will conduct a community proof of concept showcasing this technology at Butler Traditional High School on Tuesday, May 16th. Metro Police have just released photos of the suspects accused in a shooting of a Seafood Lady restaurant in New Loom more than a year after that shooting. Take a look at these images. Police say these 3 suspects, all carrying weapons, shot through the windows of that restaurant in March of last year. 4 people were injured. Police believe the men are associated with a red car there on your screen, which police did later find. Owner of the Seafood Lady, Nichelle Thurston, said since that incident she's seen more officers around making sure everything stays safe.
At first, for the first month or so, people were a little hesitant on coming out. Likewise, when there's a shooting anywhere, people are a little bit hesitant on going to that area. But things are picking up for us. Things are getting back to normal, and that's one of the reasons why I want the community to know that this is a safe place to be.
If you have any information on who these men are, you are asked to contact that LMPD anonymous tip line or use the online portal.
We've always known him plain and simply as the coach of the Cards, but now, ladies and gentlemen, I have to introduce to you Hall of Fame coach Denny Crum.
We are remembering the legendary U of L basketball coach, Denny Crum. He died yesterday morning at 86 years old. Coach Crum was a staple of the university's basketball program, leading the Cardinals to 2 NCAA championships. In addition to those victories, his decorum and the compassion he dedicated to his program in this community put him above the rest. Sports director Ken Spencer gives us a look at Coach Crum's remarkable life and career.
When Denny Crum walked into an arena, he carried with him a confidence, a calmness. It was why he was known as
Cool Hand Luke, because whenever I needed to do something, I did it.
I can't remember ever him losing his cool or getting frustrated or really upset in the huddle. He was always like, okay, here's what we need to do.
Crum came to Louisville in 1971 after being a longtime assistant at UCLA under his mentor, legendary coach John Wooden. It didn't take long for Crum to put the Cards on the map, leading them to the Final Four in 1972 and 1975. And it was after that season his alma mater came calling after Wooden retired.
He went out to UCLA They offered him the job. He came back to Louisville. He had made up his mind he was going to take the job. Okay, this is right after this is 75. He gets back to his office, and a friend of his, Gene Sullivan, called him. And Gene was a pro out at Wildwood, and he said, "Hey, Denny, we need a fourth. Can you come over and play?" And that one phone call changed his mind. He stayed in Louisville. Now you ask, well, how could that happen? And he said, that didn't happen out in LA. You know, it was really tough to get a tee time for one thing and just go play. He said, only Louisville. And that changed his mind.
Louisville, national champions, 1980.
The rest, they say, is history. Crum led Louisville to capture the 1980 national championship.
We still won it when the going got tough. We just hung in there, and I don't know how it happened, but it did.
That was his first, so yeah, that's special. It was special to this community, to our fans. It was the first.
Crum would go on to win a second national title with Louisville in 1986. The wins, the milestones continued to pile up, and in 1994, he was inducted into the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame.
But to me, it is truly very, very important. Now that you've placed me here among those who have played and coached the game with great success, I am honored and humbled beyond anything I could have imagined.
Perhaps his biggest gift? His impact on people. Not many can take their biggest rival.
Well, we asked Coach Hall.
And he wouldn't give you an answer, would he?
Well, he tried to walk out in the interview, actually.
Yeah, well, that's typical.
And become the best of friends, like he did with Joe B. Hall.
We had a good, close relationship that was just like we'd known each other forever.
It also goes without saying the lives he changed of those who suited up for him wearing cardinal red, a message that remained the same over the years.
To give to each other and to be unselfish players. If they did that, then that would carry over to their lives as well.
It was such a positive influence on us at such a young age. So when you have someone like that, okay, it's like a father figure, or a big brother or whoever, type of person that can really make a difference in your life, have an impact on you. And he had an impact on me and all of us.
In 2001, Crum stepped down and retired, but remained in Louisville. Throughout the years, he received countless deserving honors from the university and community he loved so much, and from those he once called a rival.
One of the true icons of the game, and someone that I've admired my entire life.
No matter who comes and who goes, now and in the future for the Cardinals, Denny Crum will always be Louisville's coach.
Current Louisville men's basketball coach Kenny Payne, who played for Crum in the 80s, said, "It is a sad day. My thoughts go through all the lessons that he taught, not just to me, but every player he came in contact with. We were so blessed to have him in our lives. He was a true treasure who gave so much to the university and the community." U of L is honoring Coach Crum with special tributes around campus. The fountain outside of Graumeyer Hall lit up in red. This was video just from the fountain overnight. And just a few blocks away, the monitor boards at the U of L field hockey complex showing a picture of Crum reading in loving memory. Our sports director Ken Spencer and Doug Proffitt reflect on Crum's early years, his dedication to Louisville, all of it in a 30-minute special report called Denny Crum, a Hall of Fame Life. You can watch it right now on WHAS 11's YouTube page.